to the hotel keeper, requesting him to help them get through the jungle. Thus, with the help of hotel keeper, who was also the chief of thieves of of that territory, Sanatan Goswami crossed over the Hajipur mountains, which are presently known as Hazaribagh. He then met his brother-in-law Sri Kanta, who requested that he stayed with him. Sanatan Goswami refused, but before they parted, Sri Kanta gave him a valuable blanket gift. Shall I continue? Or?
Yes.
Somehow or other, Sanatan Goswami reached Varanasi and met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of Chandrasekhara. By the order of the Lord, Sanatan Goswami was cleanly shaved and his dress changed to that of a mendicant or Babaji. Do you know who is Chandrasekhara Acharya? He's definitely associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He and Tapar Mishra, they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to East Bengal, nowadays Bangladesh. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was young, like when he was married, so we know that he went to East Bengal to earn some Lakshmi, earn some money, and he met Chandrasekhara Acharya and Tapar Mishra there. And there he ordered them to go to Varanasi. Why he asked them to change their home and go to from Bengal to come to Varanasi? Because at that time Varanasi was considered the seat of knowledge. Whoever was there from Varanasi or nowadays Banaras, he was considered very learned. And all the Mayavadis, big Mayavadi Swamis are from Banaras. So, and the son of Tapan Mishra is Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. To establish his disciple Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, he changed the position of father from Bengal to Varanasi, so that his son, when his son will come, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, he will be accepted by the general masses. That was the brain of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he asked them to go shift to Varanasi. He put an old garment. Of Tapan Mishra and took prasadam at the house of Maharashtrian Brahman. Then, in discourses with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself explained everything about devotional service to Sanatan Goswami. He advised Sanatan Goswami to write books on devotional service and including a book of directions for Vaishnava etiquettes and to excavate the lost places of pilgrimage in Vrindavan. Actually, these are the instructions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to 6 Goswamis. Krishna, as we all know, Krishna is lazy intelligent. He don't do everything himself. He appoint people, he empower them and appoint them to do services on behalf of that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't wrote so many books. Actually, he didn't wrote even a single book. He just gave Shiksha Ashtakam. And who wrote all the books? Those Goswamis. But there are 2 types of preaching. One is class preaching and one is mass preaching. Those of us who will be or who are in preaching, so they need to understand this. Mass preaching means you preach to, you take class, you start taking classes, you ask people to come to temple, start taking classes. But this kind of a preaching has a limitation. The limitation is your own time. We all have 24 hours. So we cannot scale it. Like you can have a big group, you can have multiple groups, 7 days, 7 groups, or so many groups can be there. But the limitation is on you. But the other process of preaching is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed, that Srila Prabhupada followed, and nowadays many acharyas are also following it, is class preaching. Class preaching means you just pick some intelligent people and empower them, train them how to preach. And they create further leaders. A leader is a person who creates leaders who can create leaders further. A leader is a person who can create leaders which themselves can create leaders further. That's how preaching can be done. That's how this multi-branch system can go.
Yeah.
If Prabhupada would follow the process of mass preaching only, in ISKCON we do mass preaching, but if we only follow the mass preaching process, how many countries or how many people would have Prabhupada met? Very less. So what Prabhupada did? Prabhupada trained his disciple, gave them sannyas, gave them initiation, trained them, and they themselves, they did what Srila Prabhupada did. They alone went to different countries and preached there. So this is the process of class preaching, that we always have this thing in our mind that while preaching also, I have to make such somehow or the other, it's not in our hand. Rather, we should be praying to Krishna for the devotees. Actually, we don't know that how many people have prayed for us. Like generally, when we go to any spiritual place, or when we go to when we come in front of Krishna, or we go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, generally we pray for ourselves. Oh, Krishna, please take care of me. Here I am. But those who are elevated devotees, they do not pray for themselves only. They pray for other devotees also. It is a side topic, but it is necessary. It is mentioned in the Shastra that there are three ways that generally species nourish their offsprings, their children. One way is by touching, just like mammals do, just like humans do. They touch, they take, they take care of their babies, they feed them breast milk and everything. Just by touching, what they do, they give nourishment to their children. Mammals, birds, animals, they nourish their children like that. Second way is by looking, just by seeing their children. Fishes do like that. Just by seeing her eggs, she gave nourishment to the eggs. They do not feed anything to their children. And the third way is by meditating, just like a tortoise do. A female tortoise, what she do? She come to the beach, dug a big well and lay her eggs there, and then cover it with the sand, and she goes back to the sea. And in the sea, she used to meditate on her eggs. Just by that meditation, those eggs, from those eggs, the little tortoise came out. Similarly, a sadhu's blessing, or the nourishment that we need from a sadhu, can be done by these three ways. That either he touches us. Generally, people are very fond of, Maharaj, please put your hand on my head. It is there. It is there. No, we are not saying that this is not the method, but this is not the only method. Rather, what we can do, we can serve him in a way. We can present in his class, we can present around him, so that he can see us also. That is also one of the ways to get his nourishment. And the third way is, we act in a way, we serve in a way that he'll remember us. Oh, I have such a disciple. Oh, he is such a devotee. He makes the best garland in the whole parish. He do such a nice service. He is a top book distributor, or whatever way. So just if they remember us, if they pray for us, then we'll get nourishment and bhakti. So that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remember his disciple also. That it is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Vrindavan haite yadi ISKCON jan binay kariya Prabhu puche sei jan kemo ne ache mora roop sanatan kemo ne ache mora Shri Vrindavan. Vrindavan haite yadi ISKCON jan. Whenever somebody come from Vrindavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to caution him. Binay kariya Prabhu puche sei jan. With very humbleness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to ask him, kemo ne ache mora roop sanatan. How is my roop and sanatan? How is my Vrindavan? So this is the heart of a spiritual master. He's always eager to know about the spiritual progress of his disciples. And the biggest anxiety of a spiritual master is to leave behind, how to say no sikhiye, or how to leave behind neophyte disciples who could not go back to spiritual world. No. This is the anxiety of a spiritual master. So before he enter into the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, before he leave this material world, he can give enough resources, enough teachings to the disciples, so that they can go back to spiritual world. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't do everything himself. He was a class preacher. He chose Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, who was of great scholars. and he gave them knowledge personally and gave them some instructions also to write books, just as we read that he gave these instructions to Rup Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to write books on bhakti, the bhakti literature. So what they did, because they were so intelligent and so scholar also, they read all the Purana, Shastras and Upanishad and everything, and they gave us the crux, the conclusion in terms of their literature. And another instruction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave them is to to re-excavate the lost pastime places. If you could have been to Vrindavan some 500 years back or some 600 years back, what you would have found? Do you know?
Forest.
Any guesses? Just forests. Just dark, dense forest. Radha-Kund and Shyam-Kund was just ponds where people used to take water for their field, for irrigation. So nobody knew what these places are. Govardhan was just a little mountain, just a stretch of mountain. So when these Goswamis, they came, they again established, they find out that, these are the pastime places of Radha and Krishna, these are the different places. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fulfilled this mission through the help of these 6 Goswamis. And they asked them to show and establish the Vaishnava etiquette also, how a Vaishnava should be, how he should have behaved. So that he also did by the example of 6 Goswamis. And the Guru Shishya Parampara again, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't give initiation to too many people. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Ji Goswami didn't give initiation to too many people. But there another Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, who was born in Brahmana family also, who was from South India. He gave us all sanskar, this sanskar book, how to follow, how to do these sanskar, Vivah sanskar, Diksha sanskar and Anprashan sanskar and different sanskar, how to follow it. Just to give a glimpse that in Karm Kand section, they worship different demigods. Like first they worship Ganesha so that there won't be any obstacle, and they worship 9 planets to pacify them and this and that. So what Goswami did, they changed everything. He converted into Krishna consciousness. Like at the place of worshipping Ganesha first, we worship Vikshvaksena, who is the commander-in-chief of Krishna's army. Vikshvaksena. And at the places of 9 planets, we worship Nav-Yogendra, 9 Yogendra. That is mentioned in 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that way, he converted all the sanskars for us, for Vaishnavas. Okay, reading further. Still we have something.
We have some questions.
Okay.
It's 9.
So, what shall we do?
Try to finish the purport.
Okay, then we'll take question and then we'll finish.
Those who need to go. It's 9.
Then in discourse of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself explained everything about devotional service to Sanatana Goswami. He advises Sanatana Goswami to write books on devotional service, including a book of directions for Vaishnava activities, and to excavate the lost places of pilgrimage in Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him his blessings to do all his work, and also explained to Sanatana Goswami the importance of Atmaram verse from the 61 different angles of vision. Sanatana Goswami went to Vrindavan by the main road, and when he reached Mathura, he met Subuddhi Rai. Then he returned to Jagannath Puri through Jharkhand, the Madhya Pradesh jungle. At Jagannath Puri, he decided to give up his body by falling down beneath a wheel of Jagannath Rath. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saved him. Then Sanatana Goswami met Haridas Thakur and heard about the disappearance of Anupam. Sanatana Goswami later described the glories of Haridas Thakur. Sanatana observed the etiquette of Jagannath's temple by going along the beach to visit Lord Chaitanya. Although it was extremely hot due to the sun, He requested Jagadanand Pandit to give him permission to return to Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised the character of Sanatana Goswami and he embraced Sanatan, accepting his body as spiritual. Sanatana Goswami was ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to live at Jagannath Puri for 1 year. When Sanatana Goswami returned to Vrindavan, after that time he again met Rup Goswami and both brothers remained in Vrindavan to execute the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The place where Sri Rup Goswami and Sanatana Goswami formerly lived are now become a place of pilgrimage. It is generally known as Gupta Vrindavan or Hidden Vrindavan and is situated about 8 miles south of English Bazaar. There are following places are still visited. The temple of Sri Madan Mohan deity, the Keli Kadam tree night, and Roop Sagar, a large pond excavated by Sri Roop Goswami. A society named Ram Keli Samskar Samiti was established in 1924 to repair the temple and renovate the pond. How can we complete it in 5 minutes? Yes, Prabhuji. Anybody has any comments, question, correction?
So, yeah, you mentioned that before, thank you for the class and the nice explanation. You mentioned that 500 years ago there was still forest in Vrindavan, but why now when we go there it's like almost no tree and like what happened?
Life happened.
This is Kali Yuga. Wherever there is some sweet, there will be flies. So demand and supply. So even 50-60 years back, Vrindavan was just a normal village, just a village.
Wow.
If you watch Prabhupada's video of Vrindavan, in which Prabhupada disciples are going here, there, all the houses were like
Mud houses,
mud houses, like not like mud houses, but just simple brick houses.
Simple, yeah.
Not like today's Italian marble is there or something like that. Nowadays there are
But
like
what
big.
made it worse is like really
Yes.
incoherent in like when you try to do something that doesn't fit in the unfortunately, I'm sorry. But
So-
we also created this demand, like why there is plastic everywhere now? Because Westerners came, there was water who is being sold and so on.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. So
Our
devotee
mistake.
used to joke around that now there are only 2 type of one in Vrindavan: milk one and school one.
What? Say again?
You need to understand it. You need to tax your brain a little bit. There are only 2 types of one in Vrindavan now.
Oh, what?
2 types
School.
of what?
One forest.
Ah.
VAN.
Ah,
I'll say I don't know forest.
Okay.
VAN. School one and milk one. School van and milk van. There are 2 types of van. It is written like VAN
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So there is no one. There is no forest in Vrindavan.
Forest.
But it is like this is some side effects of preaching, we can say.
Yeah. That's the point. Yeah.
But still it is good.
Still, it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, just by taking association of Vrindavan,
Yeah. Okay.
they are getting the benefit somehow. So, but if you want to really see the real Vraj, then we have to leave Vrindavan and go to other places.
Yeah.
So actually, what I would say, we cannot see Vrindavan through these eyes.
Yeah.
These eyes made up of
Flesh.
अत्यापि सही लीला करे गौर राय कौन कौन भाग्यवान देखी बारे पाए. That Mahaprabhu, Leela of Mahaprabhu is still going on. The Leela of Krishna and Radharani is still going on. We know this place, Nidhivan, that it is forbidden to enter in the night. Who is so fortunate that who can see? Certainly we are not.
Yeah.
So yes, this is going on there, but we need spiritual vision to see them. Just to end, I have one thing to say, that one time one of the disciples of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati, who was godbrother of our Srila Prabhupada, was about to leave his body. So two of Srila Prabhupada disciples, they get to know that he's such a great Vaishnava, he's about to leave his body, so why don't we go and meet him? So they went and they met this Maharaj and they seek blessings. And this Maharaj I forgot the name of this Maharaj. So he requested, I cannot bless you. I'm not a Vaishnava even. The whole life I prayed to the hawks and dogs of Vrindavan to bless me so that I can become a Vaishnava. This is the position of hawks and dogs of Vrindavan. So even, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, even the dog of Kulin Gram is so great, so dear to me. So hawks and dogs of Vrindavan are also very dear to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai. Grace Rasa Parayana Prabhu ki Jai.